Hey, what's up everyone? It's Eric here from Guy and Kicks. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending a few minutes of your day to talk sneakers with me. So I wanted to make this video to basically show you guys the differences between these two shoes that I'm going to talk about, and just basically let you guys decide which one may be a better fit for you, whether it's design or whether it's comfort or just the different reasons why you will be interested in this shoe. Hopefully this video will be able to highlight those things. And stay tuned towards the end of the video so I'll be able to show you guys how they look on feet. Let's jump into it. So today's video is on the New Balance 993 and the New Balance 990 V5. So I'm going to start with the 993. The 993 has been around the longest. New Balance sort of brought it back to life in the last few years. This shoe was basically created using the platforms of the 991 and the 992. In terms of overall construction, this shoe is basically made out of mostly suede materials and mesh materials. Starting from the tongue here, it has some nice quality leather, and basically the leather is sort of wrapping around the upper of the shoe and around the mesh materials of this shoe. Even though this shoe is the oldest one of the two, the shoe does feature a more, I guess you can call it, more modern cushioning technology, which is the Absorb DTS. The reason I say that is because the 990 V5 uses the end cap material that New Balance has been using for quite a long time now. One of the interesting things of both of these shoes is that they're technically running shoes, but I think that right now most folks are wearing them sort of as a fashion statement. People are dressing them up, they're dressing them down. There's so many other great running sneakers out there that these sneakers sort of get overlooked and they're not really seen as a typical running shoe anymore. And plus the prices on these shoes also kind of puts them out of that sort of category of ideal running shoes. They both retail for $175. So there might be other options, sort of, whether it's an Ultra Boost, a Nike React, an Asics, or other brands that are out there, they may be a better fit for running than these. But thanks to the whole, dad shoe vibe and bulky sneakers and that sort of 90s sneaker style that is still, going on today, a shoe like this one that's the oldest of the two is able to kind of come back and still be relevant in 2020. The great thing about any of the 990s lineup, the 993 and the 990, is that the materials are so good. The suede that's used on these shoes it's one of the best sneakers out there right now that has this type of material. It's that good. Because of the Absorb DTS cushioning technology used on the 993, this may be better for folks that are looking for a running shoe. I'm not a runner, so don't really quote me on that, but it kind of makes more sense perhaps if the cushioning and the overall impact is being absorbed by the heel part of the shoe. So maybe that's something for folks that are interested in purchasing a running shoe and maybe are looking into one of these, maybe to try these on first if you're looking to use these for running. For the outsole, this shoe features the Endurance. New Balance usually uses the Endurance outsole in a lot of their shoes, especially the 990s category. One of the little things you'll notice on the 993 is the end is a little bit smaller than on the 990. You'll see in a second. The end on the outer part and in the inner part of the shoe is 3M. It also has a small strip of 3M here in the front and some here in the back of the heel. One of the cool things about the 993 and also the 990 is that it has the Made in USA stamp here in the front. For those feeling very patriotic, maybe this is the shoe to go for. Also in the heel of the shoe, it says USA with an American flag there in the back. It also has an American flag here on the tongue underneath the 993. And one little detail that may get overlooked is when you're lacing these up. Oh, by the way, that's one of the cool things I like about New Balance. When you get these, they're gonna come unlaced. So it's pretty cool because you get to, you lace up your shoes and you get to lace them up the way you want to. It's also an indication that nobody has worn them. It sort of gives it like that freshness to it that you're really grabbing a brand new sneaker. And don't forget too, this is like a preference thing around the tongue area. If you lace it, it has a little loop here and it has an end on top of it. So if you want to show that off, just make sure you lace the laces underneath that loop. But overall, I mean, these are great. These are very comfortable. Highly recommend them. If you're simply looking for an all-day comfort shoe, I mean, this is one of them right here. You're also looking for a 90 early 2000 vibe. This is probably it for you, because this one does look a little bit chunkier. I know that like the 992 is very popular right now. It's pretty much hard to find at retail, and I think this is probably the closest to it if you're looking for a 992. One of the knocks on the 993 is that it only comes in 3 colors right now. It's this vintage indigo color, which, the navy blue color. It also comes in that famous New Balance gray color, and it also comes in a mostly black and gray color as well. All right, so the 990 V5. Let me tell you guys, this shoe right now is New Balance staple sneaker. This shoe is, I would say, this is like the lead singer of the band. It really is. I mean, there's so many great things to say about this shoe. And I know you're probably looking at me like, bro, it looks almost like the 993. What the hell you're talking about? And you're probably right. But it's just something about this shoe that just, even though it looks similar, it still kind of stands out. The 990 has been around for a very long time. I think New Balance has been making the 990 for over 30 years. So that in and of itself is amazing. That a sneaker brand is able to make a shoe and make different versions of that shoe and still have that shoe so relevant. And for a lot of people, including myself right now, will say that this shoe is the most comfortable shoe that they're wearing right now. And that's a very high praise when you consider some of these other brands like Adidas and Nike and Asics and all these other brands. I'm leaving some out, but the fact that this shoe is stylish, is relevant, looks good, feels good, I mean, it just checks all the boxes. It's pretty amazing. I mean, when you think about some of the other brands' most popular shoes, like Adidas with the Stan Smiths, or Nike with the Air Force Ones, or Jordan with the Retro Ones, I mean, those are shoes that are obviously super popular, especially the Retro Ones, but it's still sort of the same shoe, right? Same design, they change the materials here and there, but it's not like there's a Retro One, version 2 or version 3 or whatever. Same thing with the Air Force and the other shoes. But with this one, it's on its 5th edition basically, and it's better, probably more popular than ever probably, and it's just great. The materials on this one is similar to the 993, and I made a more detailed review. I'll put a link to it here. It was basically suede and mesh materials on the upper part of the shoe. One of the big differences on the 990 and the 993 is that the 990's end is a lot bigger, it's more pronounced. It does have this plastic TPU here on the side for additional support, and it does use New Balance sort of older generation cushioning system, which is the end cap system. The 990 does come in a little bit lighter than the 993. It comes in at 13.6 ounces, where the 993 comes in at 14 ounces. Another big difference here, that on the tongue, it actually has an American flag, which sort of gives it a more sleeker, more modern look to it than just having it laced in like the 993 does. Similar to the 993, the tongue here has a piece of leather where you can run the laces underneath it. When it comes to 3M, both ends have 3M. It has a little bit of a strip here in the front part, some more 3M here in the back. One of the cool things about the 990 V5 is that it does have a lot more colorways. This one does come with Ortholite insoles for more cushioning and comfort. The best analogy that I can come up with is like, when you have an older car and then a newer version comes out, and that car has a nicer grille, nicer headlights, nicer taillights. The interior is just a little bit better. That's how I feel about the 990 V5 and the 993. The 993 has more of a retro look to it. It looks a little bit bulkier, and that's mainly because of the midsole. On the heel part does look a little bit bulkier than on the 990. So this does give it more of that retro look to it. So if you're looking for something that you can style more, perhaps wear more baggier clothes, maybe you have more of a 90s style, more of that vintage style look, you can definitely rock these. Similar to the 990, you can definitely go with that look with the 990 for sure. But the 990 has more of a sleeker design, sort of has like nicer cuts to the shoe. It makes it look a little bit slimmer than the 993. If you have a more of a modern look, modern style, maybe a little bit more fitted. Maybe the 990 is probably the better fit. Another similarity to the 993 is that the 990 does have the Endurance outsole as well. So overall, guys, I really find it tough to tell you guys, go with the 990 or go with the 993. They're both $175. So obviously if one was cheaper than the other, then it's a little bit easier, but they're at the same price point. So it really just comes down to what you prefer. My suggestion would be is if you're in the market, probably go with the 990 V5 just because it's the newer one and it has more of that, modern look to it. And you do have more option in terms of different colorways, which is a huge plus. Where these, you're pretty much stuck with just 3 colors. And right now it is becoming difficult to get this shoe, especially in the range of the most popular sizes, because remember, one of the pluses of both of these shoes is that they do come in different fits, whether it's for narrow feet, wide feet, regular fit, things like that. So they do come, they do have that option, which is good. But for the most part, I think the 993 is a little bit harder to find in the normal fit. And when you're looking for it on the website, depending, I'm not too sure. I think New Balance does have it spelled out where it says either normal or narrow or wide feet, etc. Some websites just has a code, and for normal is the letter D. Okay, but I will still just look it up just to be sure. Right before you're buying the shoe, you don't want to end up with a wide shoe or narrow feet shoe. Okay, so just make sure you look for that letter D, because that stands for normal. I have heard that the best thing to do is go to a New Balance outlet, because sometimes they'll have a deal where you can buy one get one, or buy 2 get 1, or something like that. I personally haven't done that. I actually need to do that just to see what what the offers are like around there. But then maybe that's somewhere to look to see if you can find the pair. Try them on. I know we make these videos and it's just word of mouth, but also go out and just try them on yourself. This one is a 9.5 and this one is a size 10, and I'm normally a size 10, and this one is 9.5 and it fits. I believe this one fits perfect, right on the money. This one feels a little bit looser, but not too bad. So if you're stuck between just going with your regular size, but then you can't find your regular size, I think I'm pretty confident to tell you guys, go with a half size down and you'll be fine. All right, guys, so let me show you how they look on feet. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it so much. You can follow me on Instagram at GuyInKicks. Make sure you hit the subscribe button here, hit the notification button so you don't miss a video. Hit the like button if you like the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you. See you.